What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got wonderful news that I am personally very excited about. You see, if like me, you like Digimon, you're probably looking forward to Digimon Survive. And yeah, I know I started off as a card game dude, but come on, these little monsters are adorable. I'm getting in on Digimon. And Digimon Survive looks like about my perfect game. It's got Digimon, and it's kind of like a visual novel survivor game crossed with tactics. It looks phenomenal. And it's finally coming out in July. Now, that was enough for me, quite frankly. I thought that sounded good. That sounded lovely. But no, ladies and gentlemen, no. Because you see, over in Japan, when you buy Digimon Survive, you get yourself promo cards. I know. Now, let's be perfectly clear about this. We currently do not have perfect information. Here's what we are told. We are told that it's an early purchase campaign where you can get a Digimon Survive release commemorative promotion pack, free cards, when you purchase the package version of Digimon Survive. And it does make a specific note that it does not count if you buy the download version. It's got to be the physical version. Now, 3 questions I think we have answers to, but these are unconfirmed. Question number 1, do you get all 3 of the cards? I believe you do. I can't say that for absolute certain, but it doesn't say 1 or 3, and they're clearly presented as a trio. I believe it is a pack of 3 cards. Secondly, is this for the Switch version, or is it for the PS4 version, or is it for both? I believe it's going to be for both, because if it was going to be for one or the other, you would imagine they would have told us that. And again, I can't say that for absolute certain, but it seems fairly sensible to suggest that it's going to be for both the PS4 and the Switch version of Digimon Survive. Once again, not confirmed, but one would imagine pretty gosh darn likely. And then finally, and this is going to be the biggest question probably for most of you watching, what about outside of Japan? And look, I can't tell you one way or the other. I don't know whether this is going to come outside of Japan or not. But although we will get the cards more on that in a moment, I would not expect to have them packaged with Digimon Survive over here. And the reason is super simple. Digimon Survive has got a worldwide release date. Now, that's not actually true. It's as good as, alright? What's actually happening is that it's releasing in Japan on July the 28th and worldwide on July the 29th. So okay, fine, there's 1 day difference. But come on, pretty much worldwide release. And the thing is, if I go over to the Japanese Digimon TCG website now, the top stories are this. And they actually are the 2 top stories, because what we've got is the story that it's coming, and the story that the scans have been added to the card list on the website. Don't worry, we'll look at the cards in a moment. So, that's pretty obvious, but if we go to the English website, nothing. And given that the release is essentially worldwide and simultaneous, if this was going to be a promotion for everyone, you would imagine it would be announced at the same time. Now, there's still a chance that in the next day or 2 it is announced to be coming over here, but as it stands, I would not expect that to be the case. So, although unconfirmed, it seems to be Switch and PS4, and it seems to be Japan only, and it seems to be that you get all 3 cards. Because honestly, if you only got 1 of them, that would be an absolute nightmare. Because don't forget, right? If you want to get a playset of each of these cards, you've got to buy 4 of the packs, and the packs, it seems like, are only being given out in the game, because they do tie into the game Digimon Survive, so, yeah. Actually, isn't there an Xbox version of Digimon Survive as well? What's weird, looking around Amazon Japan, I found a placeholder Digimon Survive box, but I've not found a real box, whereas I have for PS4 and Switch, which honestly doesn't make a huge amount of sense. Oh, right, I've just remembered. Xbox and PC, it's not getting a physical release. So actually feel free to be upset about that. And I think that's right. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about it. But that means you're not going to be able to get the promo cards because remember, it is physical copies only. Point is, these look really, really cool. Well, it's not like this has never happened before. Dragon Ball Heroes did launch on the Switch with a nice little promo pack for the Digimon card game. Although what was really interesting there, of course, was even though it was Digimon Heroes, which is a Japan-only game, when Digimon Heroes came out for the Switch, over here, it got bundled with Dragon Ball Super TCG cards because, of course, Dragon Ball Heroes isn't a thing over here, but Dragon Ball Super is, whereas Dragon Ball Super isn't a thing over in Japan. That card game doesn't exist over there. It's all a little bit weird, quite frankly. My point is, this is not exactly an unheard of thing. I mean, Legends Arceus over in Japan did launch with a promo card. There was an alternate art promo card that was lovely, but it did launch with a promo card over in Japan. It did not launch with that promo card over here. We did get that promo card, incidentally, but we got it in a special figure collection. We didn't get it as a purchase bonus for the game. Now, speaking of games like Legends Arceus, like Dragon Ball Heroes, what is very likely to be the case, and again, this isn't confirmed until it's confirmed, but what is very likely to be the case is that essentially what they'll do is they will put the packs in with the actual game. They will be sealed inside the game case, and they will be put in the first X amount of packs, and then that's it. So for a while, you will be able to get them no matter where you buy the game from, and then there'll come a point where some stores have sold out of the ones that have got the cards in, but some still have them, and then it will be impossible to find them. The same thing actually happened with Yu-Gi-Oh! On the Switch over here, whereby there were some promo cards in it for a while, and then the version with the promo cards just completely sold out, and now it's a real pain to get the one with the promo cards in. Still possible, you're just not usually going to get it terribly cheap. My point is, this is cool and I love it. So, the cards themselves, what do we have? Well, we have 3 cards, and they're all fairly similar. Translations here are a mixture of Google Translate and me. So, they are all free cost to play normally, 0 cost to Digivolve, 2,000 power, which is standard for a level 3 of a skill. And we've got Agumon in red, we've got Labramon in purple, and we've got Falcomon in yellow. Do remember, they're not trying to give us one for each colour or anything like that. The whole point is they are trying to mix it in. They're trying to match it with Digimon Survive. That's the whole point here. So Agumon, when you play it, if you've got a red tamer in play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3,000 power or less. And actually, this is extremely reminiscent of the very first Agumon, which was, of course, itself a cool, weird promo, the one in Boosters 0.0. Because that's the one where when you play it, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3,000 power or less. The difference is that one always works. This one only works if you've got a red tamer in play. But that's a 5 cost to play. This is a 3 cost to play. So yeah, sounds good to me. We've also got very distinctive artwork. You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. But again, it's clearly there to evoke the game, so I'm down with it, honestly. I love video game tie-ins to card games I love. It makes me super, super happy. So I am all over this. And I don't imagine it's going to be coming in the English version. So what I'm going to have to do is buy something like a Japanese Switch version, but then buy an English PS4 version or something like that. Because there's no way I'm not buying the game to play it. But my Japanese isn't good enough to play the whole game in Japanese. But I need to buy the one with the promo pack in. It's not the world's worst problem, I'll be honest with you. So that Agumon looks cool. Labramon, very similar. On play, if you've got a purple tamer, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. It's very similar to Agumon, but it's not entirely the same. Because, of course, Agumon can get really weak level 4s, but Labramon can get really big level 3s. So, let's take that promo Agumon as an example. It's got 5,000 power, so Agumon wouldn't get it, but it's a level 3, so Labramon totally would. Remember, one of the big things about Purple is that they are really good at playing cards for free, and a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them do let you have your play skills. If you're looking at a Purple Digimon that lets you play a level 3 without cost, and it lets you have the play skill, this is one to really keep in mind. Being able to delete any level 3 is kind of awesome. And then we've got Falcomon coming in here. And when you play, if you've got a yellow tamer, one of your opponent's Digimon loses 2,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. And I like this skill less than the other two. Now, I will say that in some ways it is actually better, because, you know, if you're going to be attacking into a Digimon, you can bring an 11,000 power down to a 9,000 and delete it with your own 10,000 power Digimon. Things like that will work. If you're looking to delete, Agumon and Labramon are better, but if you're looking to combine with other lowering power skills, if you're looking to break a power tie or bring a power low enough so that you can delete it with something, then yeah, Falcomon's brilliant, but I do prefer the other two outside of that. Point is, these are good, playable, viable cards, so we then get to the question of, how are these going to be released in English? And the answer of, I don't know, but they will be, alright? They just will. Over in Japan, two of the more awkward promos we ever got were the Imperial Dramon and the Mastermon that were only made available when you bought the double pack of starter decks over at Amazon Japan. And for a long time I was sitting here going, well, I don't know how we're getting them. We're probably getting them at some point. I don't know. They'll figure it out. And of course they figured it out. They have told us that actually, you're going to get one of them as a box topper for EX2, and we've also got that adventure box, which is going to come with one of them as well. So my point is, no, I don't know how these promos are going to be made available over here. I'm sorry, I don't. But also, we know they are. Because they always are. And actually, if you look at these Amazon Japan promos, it was really awkward in Japan trying to get hold of a playset of each of this alternate art card. Whereas over here, time you buy a couple boxes and some of these adventure boxes, they're going to be much more available. And if you don't want to spend money on all of that, well, fine. Because actually, by the time they're given out in every box and every adventure box, they're going to be readily available. No, I don't know how they're going to be made available, but Bandai have done a wonderful job of making them available, and oftentimes, most of the time to be honest, making them easier to get over here than they were over in Japan. So, I don't know, maybe there'll be a box topper at some point. Maybe they'll be in their own product. But I feel very confident they will come out over here. Obviously, as we get more news, I will share it with you, but that's what we know at the moment, and I, for one, am delighted. Having promo cards in physical copies of games that I love, that is about as good as it gets for me in terms of TCG nerdery. But I want to know what you think about all of this, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.